Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. We're happy to host this event with Mayor Breed and our iconic downtown partners to show our support and commitment to the economic recovery of the city. We are committed to this effort and are thrilled to welcome back people to downtown. I'm honored to introduce our steadfast leader during what has been a challenging time. Well, we're turning the corner. Mayor Breed, we look forward to our continued partnership of the Downtown Recovery Plan, and welcome back to SF.
Thank you, Neela. And it is really great to be here at Salesforce Park on this beautiful day in San Francisco. If this is your first time in San Francisco and you come here with weather like this and to see this beauty, let me tell you something. If you don't live here already, you would want to live here because this is one of the most beautiful cities in the world, and it feels good because the weather is nice. But you know what's been missing for some time? The people. Yes, the beauty is extraordinary, but the people, the diversity, the folks from all over are what makes San Francisco so amazing. And so when I reached out to members of the business community and asked them to work with me and join us in returning to work for March, so many businesses stepped up to the plate and said yes. And so part of what we know is necessary to make sure businesses come back is not just that they return to the office and we open up restaurants and folks start to move all around and about. We got to remember, we've been in the house for 2 years. A global pandemic has kept us apart from one another like never before. And now that we're emerging from this pandemic, we have so much to celebrate, San Francisco. Think about it. A global pandemic. We were the first city in the country to shut down, and we saved thousands of lives because of it. And now over 83% of all San Franciscans are vaccinated and counting. So we have something to be proud of. But no one likes to have a good time more than San Franciscans. No one takes fun more seriously than San Franciscans. And so part of the fun means that when we come back, we get to see some amazing activities. And so I want to thank the Crossing at East Cut and Salesforce and a number of our CBDs who came together with businesses like Lyft and others, the Flower Mart and places to basically say, not only are we coming back, we're coming back and we're going to have a good time. So I don't know about you, but I grew up skating on the weekends in Golden Gate Park. So we're going to bring some roller skating to downtown. We're going to bring some disco to downtown. We're going to bring some DJs and play some music and make people feel good. And we have Seven Fingers joining us with amazing, amazing, talented artists. If you have not been to Club Fugazi and seen the show, Dear San Francisco, you are missing out. Boy, that show is extraordinary. And so we're bringing that show, just a little sneak preview, out into the rest of the city for all of you to see and to enjoy. And make sure you buy tickets and go see the bigger show because let me tell you, it makes you feel so good about San Francisco. It makes you feel good about being a part of this extraordinary city. And so I want to really thank our partners. And as I said, Lyft is partnering with us and providing discount rides so you can ride their bikes and scooters all over the city. But make sure you watch out for pedestrians. Thank you. Make sure that you visit some of the areas along the East Cut, along the downtown, Union Square, and places throughout San Francisco that are going to highlight some of these extraordinary activities. Because we are back. We are back, and now it's time to really appreciate life like never before. And so I really want to thank each and every one of you for being here. Thank you to so many of our partners. And now I want to introduce Kip, to make some remarks. He has helped to put a lot of this together, and we appreciate his work and his advocacy and his leadership and answering the call when we asked him to. But before I do that, I just want to give a shout out because I know that what's been at the top of everyone's mind has been safety. And part of making sure that San Francisco is safe has a lot to do with making sure that there are people around, the eyes and ears on the streets. That not only includes our wonderful men and women of the San Francisco Police Department, but it also includes our community ambassadors in the orange jackets all over the city. We have retired police officers who are working as ambassadors, and so we are going to do everything we can to make sure that San Francisco continues to be this extraordinary place that keeps a smile on your face. And thank you all so much for coming here today. And with that, I want to introduce Kip from East Cut.
Thank you, Mayor Breed, and thank you to you and your team for your tireless efforts in trying to bring people and businesses back to the city. And so what I thought I'd do is just share a few remarks about how our group came together and why we came together. And it's really no secret that COVID has been a huge challenge for cities. COVID variants, the ability to work from home in your pajamas, like people have not been in a huge rush to come back downtown yet. And so the city and the mayor, we can lift restrictions and we can encourage people to come back downtown, but there's not a lot more that can be done to do that. And if you recall, we kind of started this process at the end of last year before Omicron hit. And the Chronicle had an interview with a small business owner. And he had remarked, it's great that restrictions are being lifted, but we need evidence. We need to show that things are different. And really, that was a catalyst. That concept of don't just tell me, show me, was a catalyst for our group, Embarcadero Center, Ferry Building, Union Square, East Cut CBD, all the BIDs that are involved, to bring this SF, the Bloom SF, at the end of March. And so, in conjunction with the mayor's recovery team, we sat down and said, what could we do to help? And the decision was, let's put together a celebration. Let's give people a reason to come back downtown. And a vibrant downtown is not only critical for our recovery, but for the long-term health of this city, right? I mean, this is where serendipity happens. This is where those chance meetings with business colleagues, with people you didn't know, with opportunities for business development, personal and professional relationships, right? These things happen unscripted and unplanned when we're down here. And this is where we come to eat, to dine, to shop, to be entertained. And we know that even pre-COVID, technology could serve to isolate us. And COVID has exacerbated that. So these shared experiences are so critical for us to connect, to be human and be together. So Bloom SF at the end of this month will be a celebration, a lot of programming. Our group determined that coordinated event would be more compelling and we'd be able to offer a coordinated event. So we'll see a wine walk. We'll have outdoor fitness. We'll have DJs, roller skating, as the mayor mentioned. We'll have the launch of our outdoor cinema at the Crossing. So we're really excited about being able to offer this event, and that'll be complemented by art installations at BART and Muni stations. So it's gonna be a really, really fun week. So if you're a business, don't just encourage your employees to come back, give them opportunities for engagement. There's so many places to be outdoor and to safely gather. If you're a worker who's hesitant, come back and remember what it's like to reconnect with your coworkers and rediscover what it is you love about being downtown. And if you're a visitor who just hasn't come back, this is going to be the perfect week to get reacquainted. So we hope you all come back this week. Please join in celebrating with us and getting back downtown back on its feet. And with that, I want to introduce Rob Tibbetts. Rob is a marketing principal with HOK. They're a design and architecture firm. And they're one of the firms that committed to bringing employees back in the month of March. Rob.
Thank you. I do want to just take a minute to thank the mayor for her leadership. 2 years ago, almost to the day, you made an extraordinarily difficult decision in the face of fierce opposition from the highest level of government, and you set an example for communities all over the country and saved thousands of lives. And I don't know that we've completely appreciated that. Thank you. So, coming back to work, we're all going to wear pants and shoes. We're going to fill up these buildings. We have 200 people coming back to work, and we're a design firm, so we need to work together. We need to see each other. There's a certain magic and collective creativity that just isn't possible on Zoom. So we're very excited about that. But what's important is, on the way to work, we'll take public transit. We'll stop and we'll get coffee and donuts. In between, we'll drop off some dry cleaning and have our shoes repaired. And then we'll go out to lunch and get soup and sandwiches. And at night, we'll have dinner. And then we'll stay in hotels. We'll fly on planes. We'll start to reinvent this community. This is a great city. And we have a chance, a generational chance, to make it a better place. And we are committed to doing that, to supporting the small businesses that make this community great. So we have a great city. Let's make it even greater. Thank you.
Thank you, Rob. All right. Next up, I'm going to recognize and introduce. First, let me just say, as a San Francisco native, I'm pleased to recognize and introduce small business owner Denise Tran, founder of Banh Mi Vietnamese Sandwich Eatery in San Francisco. Denise.
Hi, everyone. I just want to thank Mayor Breed for this opportunity to speak on small businesses in downtown. I am the founder of Banh Mi Vietnamese Sandwich Eatery. We have 4 locations in the city, 2 at the airport, and 1 at Market Street, just a few blocks away from here. And I have to say, all 3 of my locations have reopened except for the one on Market Street. It's been really a difficult time for us. It's been heartbreaking to see the city feel like a ghost town. And the empty streets, the for lease signs, the restaurants that aren't open, to even read about conferences that aren't coming, that are going to other cities and not to ours. The small mom and pop businesses in downtown San Francisco that make this city so special and unique desperately need folks to come back to work. My shop, my little sandwich shop, relies on catering and office business and office lunches. And unfortunately, we're still closed. So I'm so excited for this opportunity today for the mayor to call businesses back to work, because this gives us an opportunity to open our shop again and do what we love best. San Francisco, we've all, under the leadership of Mayor Breed, have done such an amazing job of keeping everyone safe during such a hard time. Let's come together again to bring back the vitality and energy of this city, to bring back small businesses, conferences, to bring back tourism to our city. Let's remember what this city was so great at, and let's bring back all the great things that we love about this city again. So thank you for this opportunity, and I look forward to seeing all that's great that's coming our way. Thank you so much.
All right, next up, we're going to have the mayor come back and introduce one of her favorite groups.
I am?
Yes,
Okay.
that's what they tell me.
Well, just to top it off and give you a little bit of a taste of what you can expect from all of the great activities that we're going to be adding to San Francisco. Right now, we have a performance from Seven Fingers Circus. They perform at Club Fugazi, and here's just this tidbit of Dear San Francisco.
neighbor from the east, a neighbor from the west, a neighbor who's the worst, and a neighbor who's the best, a neighbor who's a hippie, a neighbor who's a tech, a neighbor who's gay, and a neighbor who's my ex. I got a neighbor from the south, a neighbor from the north, a neighbor who's a giant, and a neighbor who's short, a neighbor with her mom, and a neighbor with a son. I got 49 problems, but my neighbor ain't one.
Big round of applause for Seven Finger Circus! Whoa! Goodness, doesn't that make you nervous? You're like, do I clap? I don't want to mess them up, right? Well, this is exactly what you're going to be seeing all over San Francisco. And again, we want to thank all of you for coming, all the businesses that committed to bringing their employees back during the month of March. I've already seen some of the lines at some of the restaurants downtown. So we want to get our businesses reopened. We want our economy going again. We want to be out and about and enjoying our beautiful city. And so again, it is not too late. It is still the month of March. So bring your folks back 2, 3, 4, 5 days a week, or bring them back for dinner or a celebration or an event or some sort of activity. Bring them to see Dear San Francisco at Club Fugazi. Have some snacks, go to the Flower Mart, enjoy yourself. It is time to take those pajama pants off and put on some real clothes. And you know what? If you can't fit them anymore because you gave those COVID pounds that we all know we have, then, go downtown and go buy some new ones, because we are open for business, San Francisco. Thank you all so much for coming today.